think this is interesting, right? Stats Canada last year released a whole bunch of data on net worth of homeowners versus non-homeowners. Now,
Mm.
the graph that I was able to quickly find here was for those born between 1955 and 1964. So these are people who are, let's call it retirement age, although that may not be a thing going into our futures. But if you take a look, like the numbers are staggering. If
Yeah,
you own a home versus if you rent a home, like owning a home is the single most reliable way for you to build your net worth for retirement. It's
absolutely.
it's it's that simple, and the data doesn't lie about that. Now, we on YouTube, especially, there's a whole bunch of people who make videos about how renting's better, and they assume things like certain returns. They assume things like uh, like you're gonna like renting's cheaper. There's one guy who just did a video on this. I don't know if he's in Calgary, but he did a video on Calgary. He found two homes that he called identical. They were in different quadrants of the city. One had a garage, one didn't have a garage. One was finished like it was a home somebody was buying to live in, and one was finished like it was a home that they were going to rent out. And like the value on these homes was a $300,000 difference, which is a $1,500 mortgage payment difference, but he was saying that they were pretty much the same, and then he was showing that it was better to rent than to buy because of X, Y, and Z. But the reality is saving money over the long term isn't so much a math problem as it is a psychology problem, right?
Yeah.
So for millennials, the psychology problem is, do I want to buy or don't I want to buy? Well, if you want to make sure that you're going to grow your net worth, this makes it pretty clear that by retirement age, if you have a home, at least you have a chance.
You want to
Yeah.
own
If
that home. It's
yeah,
key.
yeah,
It's funny. We've talked about this before. If you buy your first home at 33, or you rent, and you're making a similar payment for rent as you are for your home, even if it takes you 30 years to pay it off, you're 63 years old, and the house that you bought for, let's say, whatever the hell, 600,000. If it's still worth 600,000, you're way further ahead than having nothing. Like that's just
Yeah,
simple math,
absolutely.
right? So I don't know. I don't see how. And there again, you can utilize that equity to do whatever the heck you want at that point. Give it to your kids, or
I find it really funny though that there's people on YouTube that are saying like, "Oh, renting is better," and it's I mean, if you look at it, you think the guy that's saying that owns his house?
no. And people will develop arguments for pretty much anything that supports their
absolutely.
position,
100%
right?
true.
So, I mean, just like it could be argued that three mortgage brokers are going to sit here and tell you to
Get a mortgage.
buy a home.
We
and-
might have some bias.
yeah, totally. And
If we owned a rental agency, we might be different.
I
don't know.
Maybe.
Maybe.
Or we might just be telling you to buy
Buying more
rental
properties,
right?
yeah.